The Iowa House passed a bill that would limit who qualifies for nutrition assistance specifically for women, infants, and children yesterday afternoon. It also allows increases to the income limits for Iowans with disabilities to qualify for Medicaid. KCCI's Abigail Curtin joins us live from the State House with why some lawmakers were torn over this bill. Abigail?
Yeah, Ben, House File 2716 will impact a lot of people. There are over 100,000 seniors and Iowans with disabilities that rely on Medicaid for coverage, and about 60,000 Iowans who rely on SNAP, specifically for women, infants, and children, for nutritional assistance. However, lawmakers were split as to whether or not this bill will help those communities or hurt them. It took less than half an hour for House lawmakers to pass House File 2716 on Tuesday. But despite passing by a significant majority, not all lawmakers were on board, at least not with all parts of the bill. There are two major components to House File 2716. One part would raise the income limits for Iowans with disabilities to qualify for Medicaid. That means they could earn more without losing medical coverage. Every legislator that spoke supported this aspect of the bill.
1 in 5 Iowans have a disability, and the reality is we all could become disabled at a moment's notice. Don't we want to enable Iowans with disabilities to enter the workforce and advance their career without the fear of losing their essential health care?
But critics argue the second half of the bill is where the problem is.
There's a caution that you need to take when you pull so many different aspects of public assistance together.
The bill also restricts who is eligible for SNAP assistance specifically for women, infants, and children, also known as WIC. In order to qualify, the individual's immigration status must be verified. Proponents say it's common sense.
It comes down to this. Are we a nation of laws or not? Do we play by the rules or not? Do we put Iowans first, or do we allow people who broke into this country to take advantage of these public assistance programs?
Democrats argue that while they want to support Iowans with disabilities, it shouldn't come at the expense of children and mothers' well-being.
Hunger does not check papers. Hunger does not check status. This bill is a political point written in infant formula, and the losing side is a starving baby.
This is not the first time social services have been restricted. In 1996, federal law significantly restricted Medicaid benefits for non-citizens. But how this new bill could affect Iowa's immigrant population specifically remains to be seen. Now, it's important to note that children with legal status are still eligible to receive WIC benefits even if their parents don't have legal status. The bill will now head to the Senate for further debate. In Des Moines, Abigail Curtin, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.
Abigail, thank you.